Welcome to another episode of The Epic Family Road Trip.
So this is the last episode this year of being at the cabin because we are back on the road again. We are heading back west to the beautiful mountains of British Columbia to continue on our adventure exploring the backcountry of northwestern Canada with our Jeeps. Back in March, we had to cut our trip short and head back to Ontario before the borders closed because of everything going on. So we are excited to be hitting the road again and to be bringing you guys some new epic content to our channel. We also really wanted to enjoy some time on the lake as a family before leaving the cabin for the season.
Something big. Wish I had my net.
During our last week at the cabin, we did a lot of prep work both for hitting the road again and prepping for winter. And finishing projects we had around the island, like repainting some of the old log buildings. We sanded off the old paint, applied a layer of primer on the logs, then painted over with the original brown paint color to make it look fresh, but to also preserve the old logs for many more years to come. We also had to do some vehicle maintenance before making the long drive 4,500 kilometers or 3,000 miles across Canada.
We were just here getting that bolt fixed, and I should have got the tires rotated at the same time, but didn't. We're back. Just getting the tires rotated before our long journey west. All right, we are still packing up our gear. Getting things ready for taking off to the beautiful west coast and leaving this beautiful part of the east coast. Hate to leave, as I think I said before, because the weather's getting cooler and fall time is our favorite, but we're also excited about getting on the road. Right now we're going to go to the boathouse and get our boat out of the water and winterize it already. Normally don't do that in August, but this year is different in every single way, so we're going to get on that. So what we're doing is we tie on the boat, and then we take these cranks here and just go ahead and crank until the boat is lifted right out of the water for the winter. And then we drain everything, make sure there's no water. We're going to have to use the fuel in a different vehicle because you can't leave fuel over the winter, it'll go stale. And we take the batteries out because they'll freeze, so we're going to put those in warm storage. And then we fog the motor, which kind of winterizes it, and then we're good to go. And this little boat will be hanging in the air. Pete's cranking it now. That's it. All right, so there we have it. The boat is cranked up high enough to fit the Sea-Doo and Zodiac boat underneath without any problem. Nothing's touching, so we're good to go. It's shut down for the winter. So I'm dumping the boat gas, which is a 50-to-1 mix, which is the same that we run in our chainsaw. So I'm just dumping that in to this container so it gets used this fall when they're cutting firewood and so on, and it won't go stale. And then I'll put this back in the boat. Now on to the next chores, bringing more stuff out to the Jeeps, all of our gear. All right, we've got a load of everything from food, mattress, and clothing, and we are heading out to the RV. Probably have to do about 5 of these loads before we're done, getting packed up and ready to roll. It's always hard when you're going for, you know, 5-6 months. You really got to think it through. Because once you've gone 5,000 miles away, you can't just turn around and pick up something you forgot. So that's Carol's job. She does all the thinking and list making. Good morning. It is August 29th. A beautiful morning here after quite a rain last night. I love the sound of rain on the tin roof, and it just always feels like the rain is cleansing the earth and watering the trees. It just smells delicious in the morning out here. So the thing is, today is our final day at the cabin for this season, and so it's one of those things, you know, we love being here, but we're also excited to get on the road, and I'm sure the kids are gonna have a hard time leaving today, but normally we stay till mid-November, but this year with everything's weird this year. It's 2020, nothing's as normal. Hey Lando, I'm just gonna throw this. Lando loves chasing his ball. Yeah, so we don't, normally we stay till mid-November, and then we head south into the United States of America, where the weather's warm in the winter months. You ready, buddy? Ready? Go get it! I'm gonna throw the ball up over that tree. Go get it, buddy. Man, he loves chasing that thing. Yeah, and we don't know if we can head south. We just don't know. The borders are still closed until the end of September, so we're heading west, and that's going to be awesome. We're going early because we want to explore, you know, parts of Alberta and BC, and if we're lucky, we can get right up to Yukon and maybe even Northwest Territories and do it before the snow flies, you know, so we can explore it while the weather's still decent. You brought it back, bud. You want to go get that? Yeah. One more throw. Yeah, so it's gonna be amazing out there. It's gonna be a crazy, awesome, fun, and wild adventure, and we are ready for it. And Lando's really excited, right? Because you get to run in front of the Jeep. Ready? Go get it! There it goes. Yeah, so many new episodes coming. We're gonna call this season 6, I guess. Even though last year we started our season in January, we're going to bed early this year because it's a new chapter and a new expedition. And if everything opens up in the next couple of months, which we're hoping, we'll head south into the southwest and kind of pick up where we left off in March when we had to leave. So man, we're excited, and we're gonna take you every single step of the way. I hope you enjoy season 6 coming right up.
So today is the big move day. So we're getting ready to hit the road, and we're all excited. So just doing the final touches, but lots and lots and lots to do, and shut down the cabin. Yeah, my mind's kind of everywhere, but it's gonna be fun. We leave tomorrow morning, and I can't wait to take you guys along.
All right, Carol's got most of the stuff organized now in the motorhome. Both Jeeps are loaded up for the first little part of our journey, just till we get out west. We're gonna be towing a Vandy behind the motorhome, and we might sell the motorhome out there. And in the meantime, we'll use it for storage for some of our gear. And then we're gonna unhitch the Jeeps and get going as far north as we can go. But I think we have about 2 or 3 more loads of odds and ends and all that stuff you need for 6 or 7 months on the road. So the job continues. Hopefully tomorrow morning, fairly early, we can hit the road.
We boarded up the screened-in room to prevent damage to the screens over the winter, since we can get really strong winds and snowstorms coming off the lake. We then winterized the water system with non-toxic RV antifreeze.
also harvested some of the herbs and vegetables that grew in our garden to take on the road with us.
As you know, we've been planning to sell our motorhome, which has been in storage for the last couple of years.
Before selling the motorhome, we need to reupholster some of the furniture, but since we ran out of time here in Ontario, we are taking the motorhome to BC with us to hopefully get the work done there and then put it up on the market. So we hitched up Vandy to the back of the motorhome and we finally hit the road again.
But then, this happened.
So we've had a little issue happen with the flat toe of the blue Jeep. And we're now on the side of the road. Alright, so the reason we're here with Andy up on the tow truck is we're literally an hour into our trip and a pin from the tow bar slipped out. So I hitched it up. I thought I'd done everything the way I've done it for the last 5 years, but perhaps I had one of the cotter pins backwards or something. I'm trying to think what might have happened. But coming down the highway here, a pin slipped out, and I just gently brought it over to the side. There was no, you know, it wasn't too dramatic. And there's only a slight amount of damage on the front wheel here, so it shouldn't be too big of a fix, but we'll see how it turns out. It's going to tow the Jeep back to the Chrysler Jeep dealership, which is in town, probably 10 minutes back or so. And 10 minutes forward is a provincial park they told us about. Hopefully it's open, we don't know, but we're going to head up there and try to get a camp spot for the night, and then we'll try to sort all this out tomorrow. There goes Vandy. We got a site. Linda, we got a site for you, okay, buddy? This is a little provincial park here that just happened to be up the road, so that's convenient, and they did have a spot. And we're gonna go have a good night's sleep, and then we'll deal with all this stuff tomorrow. So we had a really nice night's sleep here in this little provincial park called Chutes. It's right on the Spanish River. We've got to go sort out this mess with the Jeep and the tow bar and all that stuff. So we're heading into town. We're gonna see what's up with Vandy. Try to repair the tow bar. If we can't repair it, that means we have to order another one, which who knows how long that'll take, but we're gonna see. If we have to order one, we can hopefully overnight it, and then we could be back on the road.
$200 for what?
Yeah.
Try that again. Just more rock like that. Take it for a drive around the parking lot and see if it falls out. You hit the bumps in the back, it might just knock the rest out. I'll be right back. It sounds like it just fell out. Yeah. Fell out again. It sounds like you fixed it. When I hit the brake,
last one dropped.
Yeah, and it happens.
All right, we went to Napa and got a pin, very similar, like the exact same size, just not the exact same pin, but I think it'll do. And now we have to see if we can bend the brackets over that bent, and if that is possible, we're trying to go to a fabrication shop here in town. Then it's a matter of determining whether our Blue Ox tow bar is still sound and good enough to go. Otherwise we have to buy a new one, and the price for that is $1,200. So yeah, we'll let you know how that turns out.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to open that though, eh? So I can get it in there and get it off.
And you got something to bend it back in.
Yeah, we got a press we can bend it back.
Nice. So very lucky, in this little town there's a company called A10 Fabrication. These guys are metal fabricators. We just met the owner. And they create all kinds of things for the mining industry, which is big in this area, but he can also custom cut anything you want. So they're taking off the bent pieces, and they've got a big press inside, a big 10-ton press or whatever, and they're going to bend things back into shape for us. So we're in the right hands. I wondered about that, if we'd have to send it away, but these guys are the experts, so we're pretty excited about that. So that should get us going. The other thing is we've been talking about getting some kind of covering for the back windows for some time. We've been looking on Amazon all over the place. They make them for the Defenders, but we haven't seen a good solution for the Jeeps, but he's gonna custom fabricate something for us. So that's 2 in 1 with this one. We're pretty excited. What they tried to do was get a cable come along and pull it together, try to bend it back into shape, but it's going to take a little more than that, so they're going to have to pull the whole front bumper off and the winch and all that, because it's all one piece, which makes it very, very strong and safe for towing, but it's a bit of a job when you have to fix it. So that's what they're working on now. So they got one straightened out and they're just doing the other one. The really bad one that was really bent is now straight. They're doing the other one, then they're going to weld a few things up, and the Jeep's good to go. Now they're actually hopeful that they can straighten out or replace the bolt on the tow bar, and then I think we're done. We don't have to order in a new tow bar. So man, we found the right shop here with A10 Fabrication. These guys are in a little town called Espanola, Ontario. And they are really good at what they do. Alright, so they fixed up the Blue Ox. Now this plate, this is the plate that was on there, and you can see it's got a big old bend in it. And it probably would have been okay to tow, but it's not safe. So what they did was they rebuilt a brand new one. And they welded it on here, put in the new bolt, and we are back in business. A little setback of a couple of days. All in all, the bill was about $670. To buy a new Blue Ox is $1,200. We got a price on that, so I think we did well. And everything's repaired and back, ready to get back on the trail. So today we're going to hitch up. It is now September 1st. We're going to hitch up the Jeep and start heading west and get as far as we can. Probably somewhere in Ontario still, and then tomorrow we'll be hopefully up on the prairies. Cross the prairies and then back to our beloved mountains of Alberta and BC, Canada. So I think what may have happened was, see these pins? I put this pin on it was upside down, so when we were leaving I just quickly flipped it around. Now the proper way is for it to clip like that. Now you can hear it smack. What happened, I think, is I went like that, and it kind of, when you're not really looking, it'll look like it's closed, but it's not, and it can actually slip out, and then the bolt slips out. So I'll never make that mistake again. Just remember, if you don't hear that clip, then these things aren't properly closed. So let's listen for the clip. Alright, that's done. And once these lock in, we're good to go. Everything's brand new. Just got to put my safety cables on and away we go. We're back in north of Superior country. We came out here on the way up to Pickle Lake, and now we're just heading straight through the west coast. This is the Trans-Canada Highway. We're going to find a place to camp tonight along Lake Superior, and then get up fairly early tomorrow and try to make some real good headway out towards Kenora if we get that far. Starting to see color on the trees already. That's a bit early.
All right, so we're getting all set up. We're at a provincial park called Pancake Bay. I think we've been here a couple of times now. This is the fourth time going on this road, through I-7 this year, so we're getting pretty used to the whole area. But this spot is nice. We've stopped here like 3 times now on the way somewhere, so kind of know our area, and we're camping in a similar campsite to last time, so it's all cozy knowing where we are, but it's great.
Okay, a lot of you have asked for us to use maps to kind of give you an idea of where we're going, and I think that is a great idea. We could drive 5,000 miles and in our video you wouldn't really know. So this is a map of Canada, the vast country of Canada. In fact, when I look at this, I'm like, wow, we've got a long ways to go. But we started here in the southern Ontario area, northern part of southern Ontario, I guess you'd call it. And let's just say somewhere around here, we went north to Sudbury, and we started heading along here, and right there, that's how little distance we got before we had that breakdown. And so we camped a couple of nights there, and now we're back on the road. Today we didn't drive very far. We went about 3 hours, continued along here through Sault Ste. Marie, and are now at a camp about there for the night. And tomorrow we're gonna head up over Lake Superior and start working our way out here. Now if you remember Pickle Lake, that was this road up here. I'm gonna mark it. This map will have everywhere we've been. So you go to Pickle Lake, and then we went beyond all the way up to Windigo Lake. So just looking at the map, that's all we've done so far. And we left Sunday, it's now Tuesday, but we had that breakdown. We're going to carry on up here. Then we're out of Ontario, we get into Manitoba. It normally takes, I don't know, a day or so to cross. And then we'll be into Saskatchewan. We're just going to book it through Saskatchewan. And as far as we can get into Alberta, we'll probably go down the southern part through Lethbridge and then into BC, the very south here. And we're gonna, once we get probably up a little ways, we're gonna find a place to park, put the RV in storage, and then with the 2 Jeeps we're gonna begin exploring this huge province of BC and parts of Alberta. It's absolutely gorgeous, and our hope is to, well, before it gets too cold, to get up into the Yukon territory here somewhere, as far as we can get. We're not sure of what the restrictions are right now, but our dream was to go into Northwest Territories as well, up to Yellowknife and so on. But looks like that you have to quarantine for 14 days or something, which would be hard to do for us. So anyway, we're going to try to get up as far as we can and maybe into the Arctic Circle. That, since we can't go all the way to Tuktoyaktuk, we're going to try to get into the Arctic Circle on this one, and then come back into BC and explore as much of it as we can, and even get out to Vancouver Island. And then hopefully the border opens and we can go visit our family down here in Oregon and start exploring the West where we left off before all this stuff started happening. But for now, here we are way back at the beginning, and as you can see, we've got a long ways to go. All right, we had a good night's sleep in Pancake Bay Provincial Park, and we're now hitched up and rolling. Driving the Trans-Canada, this spot through what's called Lake Superior Provincial Park. It's absolutely gorgeous. The hills go up and down, and it's almost like a coastal highway, because we're right along the north edge of Lake Superior, and it looks very much like overlooking the ocean. Absolutely beautiful. Last night we spent the night at Rainbow Falls Provincial Park, and woke up to some pretty hard rain. You can see it's blustery out there, and it's still raining pretty good. We're driving along the Lake Superior, and the winds coming off there are pretty harsh. They're whipping us around a little bit, so we're taking it easy today, and gonna just push on and get as far as we can. Possibly all the way to Kenora, but we'll see. That's the goal. In the meantime, we're kind of white knuckle driving.
Alright, so we just pulled into Sandbar Provincial Park. Last time we were here, this was our last stop before driving all the way up to Pickle Lake and doing that whole expedition to the end of the road, which brings back good memories. Wasn't too long ago already, but still. Now we are headed back out west. The whole time driving today, we were heading through this big storm, kind of more a windstorm than anything else. We did get occasional heavy rain spots, but it's cool now seeing the lake, because last time when we were here going up to Pickle Lake, it was just crystal clear and calm. And
So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We are definitely excited to be getting back to our regularly scheduled program of weekly episodes, but also episodes of overlanding and exploring wild places together. Once we get out west, we hope to head north with the Jeeps to the Yukon and even up to the beautiful Canadian Arctic Circle. So stay tuned, join the adventure, and become a member of the Epic Family Road Trip by subscribing to our channel.
And as always, a big thank you to our Patreon family. We really appreciate the support. And in the meantime, we'll see you down the road.